Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I will be talking about 2 of 6 stories that I want to discuss about my nightmare manager and a little sneak peek featuring my nightmare coworker, which I will have another saga to for her. But please enjoy vlog number 20. For privacy reasons, Mr. Overcontroller will be Nightmare Manager's name because, well, he really was controlling. And then the Nightmare Coworker is Miss Blank Space because she really didn't know how to communicate. The one thing that started it all, the task list of doom. So this task list was Mr. Overcontroller's baby. And he loved this for instating organization into the pharmacy, which, don't get me wrong, I was okay with, and so was everyone else. But things started going a little downhill because we weren't used to checking things off, because we usually just do what we need to do and get through the day, and that was it. But Mr. Overcontroller did not like that, so he bolded the items that he thought should get done first before the shift ends through the day. But once again, we accidentally didn't mark it off on the list, and so he proceeded to threaten us. He said, if I don't see that this is marked off on the list, I will come in on my day off, look at the security cameras, and see why it wasn't done. Yeah, he said that. Like, and the funny thing about it, it's not even a company endorsed list. So him threatening us like that, we couldn't really get in trouble for it because it's just a little made up list he has. So that was the first thing of the downfall with the Nightmare Manager. All right, let's talk about the Great Break debacle with Miss Blank Space. So it was a normal day, working the weekend, doing my thing. And so I go up to Mr. Overcontroller to say, hey, I'm going on my 15-minute break. But nope, stop. Miss Blank Space comes up and boom, she says, I'm taking my 15, I'll be right back. And I said, hold up, I haven't taken my 15-minute break and I got in here first. So you would think with basic work etiquette, I take my break first, you know? Or at least, hey, maybe communicate to see who would like to go on their break first, despite that. But no, I look over at Mr. Overcontroller to get his opinion on this, and he says, no, it's based off seniority. So she goes. And I'm just like, wait. So I say, I'm sorry, but the past managers, and just usually in any job position, you would think who gets in first and who works the longest would go on their break. So that's not what I was taught, so I will get a second opinion. And he didn't like that. So he called someone over, and they, I feel like, didn't even know what they were talking about either. But they said it's not based off seniority or clock-in times, it's just whoever is on duty makes the decision. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. And he says, Mr. Overcontroller states, well, I am the manager and I will be making it based off seniority. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, fine. So Miss Blank Space leaves and I go about my business. When she returns and then I take my 15, it's whatever. But I go up to Mr. Overcontroller and I just want to double check that's really what he's gonna decide on. And so he says, yes, I am. And Miss Blank Space was standing there, and guess what she said? She said that what I asked him, she felt threatened by. And I was just like, excuse me, what? Like, did she really just say that? And Mr. Overcontroller said, yeah, she did. And I was saying, excuse me, but I didn't mention you in the conversation at all. I don't know how you found that threatening. So I was just like kind of boggled as to why she was threatened by me asking about how he's going to do the break times. But whatever. And it was whatever until the next thing that she said. She said, well, Tiger would come in 30 minutes early just to clock in before me and go on her 15-minute break. Wait. Girl, I don't even want to be here 5 minutes early, let alone 30 minutes early. Like, make that make sense. And so I said, I'm sorry, but that is very untruthful and very unprofessional of you to say without any evidence to back that up. And guess what Mr. Overcontroller said? Well, you were under a certain impression for an amount of time, so I can see that happening. Bro. What? You can see that happening? Okay, then where is the evidence that she has to provide for that? I say, I'm sorry, but that is so unprofessional and very opinionated of her to say about me without any evidential proof, and for you to back her up in regards to that, that is very unprofessional on your end considering you are a manager. And he said, well, I can't turn back the time and look at the time clock. Okay, sir, then why are you siding with her? So it ended up with back and forth bickering between the three of us, and the way it ended is Mr. Overcontroller said, done, stop, conversation's over, I'm the manager, I decided it's based off seniority, that's it. And I was upset with the way the situation ended, but I walked away before I said something I regret, and I grabbed a basket of medicine and went to put some medicine on the shelf. Before anything else, I was trying to calm myself down, and Miss Blankspace had the audacity to come over to me. She walked over and was like, can I ask you a question? Don't. If it was just in regards to the conversation that we just had, I don't want to discuss it any further. So please, stop. And she went on her merry way. Oh, there's the end. But that was the end of the story. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope to continue this Mr. Overcontroller Nightmare Manager saga and then lead into the Ms. Blankspace Nightmare Coworker saga. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!